It's only a minute long, a dancer, a nursery rhyme melody, and a name that makes no sense, but millions who've seen Obey the Walrus swear they'll never forget it. Stay until the end, because once you learn what this video really is, and why people twisted it into a nightmare, you'll never watch viral horror the same way again. Comment if you've ever seen a video that felt cursed even when you knew it wasn't. It begins with static, the kind that doesn't sound like random noise. It sounds like something trying to speak through the screen. The frame flickers, the music starts, a warped childlike tune, and then the image appears. A blurred figure, wearing what looks like a tiara, moves toward the camera in slow, uneven rhythm. The song distorts, the video ends, and a single frame of a walrus flashes on screen. That's it. Barely over a minute long. Yet, somehow, that short clip has been haunting the internet for decades. When Obey the Walrus first spread online, no one knew what they were looking at. The earliest uploads appeared on obscure file-sharing sites, sometimes just labeled, "Don't watch this." In forums from the early 2000s, users traded links and warnings like Folklore, "Watch it at 3 a.m. Play it backwards to hear the whisper. People say their computers freeze after it ends." It became the kind of clip you dared friends to watch. Some claimed it gave them nightmares. Others swore their speakers crackled afterward, even when the video was closed. And the title, Obey the Walrus, made no sense. It sounded like a riddle, or maybe a command. But like most viral myths, the story didn't start in darkness. It started in art. The truth is that the clip was never meant to be frightening. The footage came from a 1970s performance video, an avant-garde dance piece by an American artist who went by the stage name The Goddess Performer. The original film explored themes of beauty and individuality, but decades later, someone ripped a few seconds of it, added the distorted music, slowed the motion, and uploaded it to the early web with that strange new title. No explanation, no context, just a haunting remix of an innocent performance. And that's where the legend began. People started analyzing it like a digital relic. What did the music mean? Why did it sound like a nursery rhyme melting through static? Why the name Obey the Walrus? Was there a hidden message? On one message board, users slowed the video down frame by frame, claiming to find flickering symbols in the static, letters, faces, even coordinates. Of course, compression artifacts can look like anything when you're searching for patterns, but once the rumor started, it never stopped. Soon, people said the clip was cursed, that watching it invited something into your home, that the original uploader vanished after posting it. It was the perfect digital campfire story, vague enough to believe, creepy enough to share. But there's a deeper reason why Obey the Walrus unsettled so many who saw it. It taps into something primal, the uncanny valley, the eerie space where human-like movement feels off. The performer in the video was real, but the edits stripped away everything human. The music warped, the film slowed, the voice twisted. What's left feels trapped between life and imitation. A smile that doesn't quite fit, a rhythm that feels like it's keeping time with something unseen. Psychologists call this reaction empathetic dissonance. We sense a real person behind the distortion, but we can't recognize them fully. Our brains panic, trying to fill in the blanks, and fear rushes in to complete the picture. The first viewers of Obey the Walrus didn't have words for it. They just knew it felt wrong. It looked like a person, but something inside the frame felt empty, hollow, and maybe aware. As the years passed, the myth grew stranger. Reddit threads, creepypasta posts, and YouTube analysis videos all added their own layers. Some said the walrus referred to an old myth. a trickster creature from forgotten folklore that demanded obedience through music. Others pointed out that the phrase, "Obey the Walrus," appears nowhere else on the internet before that clip, as if the title itself was born with the video. And then came the theories about the sound. A few users claimed that if you play the song backward, you can hear a whisper, a phrase that sounds like, "It's still watching." Audio engineers who actually tested it found nothing unusual, but the seed had been planted. Once the idea existed, people began to hear it whether it was there or not. Every year, new versions appeared, longer, glitchier, edited with new horrors. Someone added flashes of eyes. Someone else layered Morse code into the static. One uploader even inserted fake coordinates that led to an abandoned lot in Los Angeles. Each remix made the legend darker, and by the time the story reached YouTube, the truth had vanished beneath layers of fear and fascination. But that's the thing about internet legends. They feed on attention. They evolve. They grow stronger the more we share them. Obey the Walrus became a mirror, not of the performer, but of us. It revealed how quickly we can turn misunderstanding into myth, how easily we twist reality to feed our hunger for mystery. Because what's scarier than a ghost story? A story that was never supposed to be one. Even knowing the truth, people still say they can't look away. There's something hypnotic about that slow, offbeat dance. The contrast between artificial joy and human unease. It's like watching an emotion that doesn't belong to you. You don't know why, but you feel it anyway. Today, Obey the Walrus lives on as one of the internet's oldest and most infamous cursed videos. It sits alongside I Feel Fantastic, Blank Room Soup, and username 666. Relics from a time when the web felt mysterious, dangerous, and alive. But unlike most creepypastas, this one began with a real human being performing art. A piece that meant something entirely different before the internet stripped it bare. That's the haunting part, not the song, not the static, but what we, as an audience, turned it into. Fear, fascination, mockery, all projected onto someone who never meant to be part of a legend. When you think about it that way, Obey the Walrus becomes something else entirely. A reflection of how the web itself creates ghosts. Not spirits of the dead, but echoes of misunderstanding. Fragments of truth twisted into viral nightmares. There's a quiet irony to it all. The clip that terrified millions is just a distorted echo of an old VHS tape, now decades old, gathering dust in an archive. But the fear remains fresh, because we've learned that sometimes the things that haunt us online aren't supernatural. They're human. They're the mistakes we make when we forget the person behind the pixels. So when you hear that familiar tune again, that warped, echoing melody that seems to come from nowhere, remember, every myth begins with something real, and sometimes reality is the most haunting part of all. Subscribe for more creepypastas and eerie tales.